Well, that was one way to kick off the season, but the Clash did not disappoint for the second year in a row. Let's go ahead and talk about it, shall we? Alrighty, what's up everybody? This is something new that I'm going to be testing out here, just like a little recap video, just giving my 2 cents on everything that happens after the race, because quite frankly, you only get to see my reaction during the race. You don't really get to see my reaction after the race, so this is just going to be my 2 cents thrown into everything from the weekend in racing, trucks, Xfinity, Cup, maybe some ARCA if that's in there, IndyCar, F1. Going to be talking all about that. I'm also going to be starting a new podcast that's going to talk about racing and other sports topics and other current event topics. So just keep an eye out for that. It's going to be coming up real soon. I believe next week I'll have my first episode out. So hoping that's going to be something that you guys are going to enjoy, and I'm hoping to make you guys proud of whatever content I make, or happy to watch, happy to listen. But let's just go ahead and get straight into it. So the Clash kicked off the 2023 NASCAR season at the Coliseum once again. Had mixed feelings going into it because it was the second time they were there, and my good friend Jacob Bell from Area High Racing, he said that they could basically do this at any stadium now, because this is the goal that they were trying to accomplish, have a race inside a live sporting event like a football stadium. So it made sense last year because the Super Bowl was there, but he really didn't see the point in coming back a second time. But nonetheless, it didn't disappoint. It put on a whale of a show over at Los Angeles, and it definitely had some spicy moments even before the race began. Had the qualifying events. Did not expect Eric Almirola to win. That was something I was not expecting. I was expecting Justin Haley to win, but nonetheless, it was still exciting. Had some interesting on-track conflict in the second heat between Chase Elliott, Ricky Stenhouse, Kevin Harvick. They were all just throwing bumper cars. That's basically what the heats were. But you know, I gotta say, it definitely kept us entertained, to say the least. If that's the goal that NASCAR is trying to go with, yeah, it kept me entertained. I don't know about you guys, but some people were complaining about it. They wanted the Clash to go back to Daytona, and I mean, I love the Clash at Daytona, don't get me wrong, but it's not going to draw as many people there as, you know, we saw the second time around for the Clash. I mean, last year, it was nearly a packed stadium. It was so cool to see just a football stadium full of NASCAR fans, or fans just to watch a NASCAR event. But the crowd was fairly decent the second time around. I definitely think, well, heading into the week, I didn't know it was going to be a night race until the day before when they were qualifying at night, and got to thinking, you know, this is going to be a night race, because I didn't know if it was actually going to be a night race or not, with the start time being at 5 o'clock Pacific, so that's 8 Eastern. But I agree that it should have been a night race from a season ago, definitely with how they were portraying it in their commercials last season, with the cars going around the track and it was all lit up. Definitely think that was the way to go. But that just meant a whole different race, because everyone was practicing during the day. They qualified at night. There was little to no grip on the track at all because of how new the surface is, and they're not going to age it in time because they got it done, I think, 3 weeks before the events were supposed to take place. But nonetheless, it still put on, I'd say, a fairly decent race. I would have to say a 7 out of 10. So the first half wasn't that bad. Second half, though, it felt like it was never going to end. 75 laps for the first stage, 75 laps for the second stage, but the caution laps didn't count. And that's what really dragged this on, because there were so many cautions coming out of that second stage. It got Bob Pockrass wondering if maybe it was Wiz Khalifa, because, you know, they are in California, and Jeff Gluck tweeted out that they opened the windows during the pre-race concert from Cypress Hill, and they got the aroma of the devil's lettuce. So maybe that had a little something to do. But it got Bob Pockrass thinking that after Wiz performed, and you know, Wiz Khalifa is a big fan of the devil's lettuce, it got him thinking that this race has been going bonkers since then, and for him, it was. Now back to the actual racing itself. Essentially, it was Toyota dominating. You had the Chevys up there too. You had Bubba, you had Truex leading the way. Reddick was up there. Kyle Busch, Austin Dillon. RCR cars looked strong for the short track, especially I'd have to say Bubba. I thought for the most part he did fairly well. He was inside the top 5, top 10 for 95% of the race up until the very end. Austin Dillon was on the charge there at the very end. He wasn't afraid to slam the door shut on Bubba, make some contact, and essentially dump Bubba. But, you know, that's what you'll have with short track racing. With that being said, nonetheless, Martin Truex Jr. got the job done. He won the Clash, and I gotta say, I didn't post it anywhere, but over in the Discord I'm in with Area iRacing, I did say that Martin Truex was my pick solely based off of what happened last season. So in case you didn't know, in the off season, him and Sherry Pollux decided that they felt like a split was necessary, so both of them are on their separate ways now. They're no longer together. Nonetheless, they're still good friends, which, you know, that's best case you can ask for. And nothing but the best for Sherry, by the way. Nothing but the best for her. But last season, after Kurt Busch got a divorce with his wife, he won Kansas. And solely based off of that, from a season ago, I'm all about superstitions. Solely based off that, I said, you know what? Martin Truex is going to win. And it didn't even hit me until after the race, where Martin Truex didn't win a race at all last year. He didn't win at all. And after he gets a split with Sherry Pollux, goes out, wins the Clash, I mean, I saw that happen. It just felt like there was some sort of monkey on his back. And I'm not saying Sherry was that, but it seemed like he got some weight off his shoulders, kind of like what Kurt Busch had. It seemed like after he got his divorce and after he got everything sorted out, he got that weight off his shoulders and he was just able to be him, and he won Kansas. And I thought I would see the same for Truex, and I was right. Got a little worried there at the end with the RCR cars getting up there. Kyle Busch even said after the race, after a solid third place finish, that he let Austin go because he didn't want to hold him up. He knew that the 3 was faster, which that's surprising to hear coming from Kyle Busch, or from anyone in general, that Austin Dillon was fast, because he's not typically up there. Could that change this year? We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, overall, I'd give the Clash 2.0, the second try at the Coliseum, 7 out of 10. Racing was solid. Crowd atmosphere was up there. Wasn't as good as last year, but it was still a solid crowd. The pre-race concert didn't really fit the bill with me. But yeah, go the route with Wiz Khalifa. And overall, racing wasn't too bad. Solid racing in the first half. I think it was a caution fest in the second half, and I honestly got tired of watching it. Like, I was getting tired watching these guys just wreck after every lap, and it really didn't help that caution laps didn't count. Which, I mean, it's good there, because at least we got some green flag action towards the end, but no, it just dragged on. But eventually they got it done. Martin Truex Jr. won. Interested in looking to Daytona, how that's gonna go. I think I'm gonna have another video out next Monday, just doing a little research. Gonna look up who's in trucks, who's in Xfinity, who's in, who's out, and who's gonna be my pick. But my pick for the Clash was Martin Truex Jr. solely because Kurt Busch got a divorce, won. Martin Truex got a split, won. I saw that coming. And it seems like the 19 team has strong momentum heading into Daytona. And what about the rest of the guys? What about Austin Dillon, Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick? It's his final go at the Daytona 500. Can he win another one? Kyle Busch has never won a Daytona 500. His teammate Austin Dillon has. RCR's looked strong so far in the Clash. Hendrick car's looking good. Denny Hamlin, Ross Chastain, they got into it again at the Clash, so we'll see if that continues heading into 2023. But I'm going to wrap it up there. If you guys like that, leave a like and comment down any questions or concerns you have. I'll see if I can get a little feedback portion for next week's video. So I'll catch you guys next week. Have a good one.